Okay, I see we are live. Hi, guys. Thank you for joining us today. And I'm happy to introduce our speaker for today's workshop, Alena, the ecosystem lead at Ton. And today, Alena will share expertise on various topics, including effective marketing strategies, leveraging accelerator programs, and diving deeper into the benefits of the Open League program. Yeah. So, and I just remind that the submission of new projects for the hackathon closes in a week. So those of you who haven't registered your projects, just don't miss out. And of course, you can write your questions in the comment, and yeah, we will answer at the end of workshop. So, Alena, welcome, and let's get started.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much, Vladimir. It's a pleasure to be here today to share everything that I know about the support that we're able, and we're very happy indeed to give to projects that are building useful products inside our ecosystem. So my name is Alena. I'm ecosystem lead at Ton Foundation, and so I'm basically leading this direction of making sure that every founder, every startup is being heard and is being seen, is being supported by us, by our team. So, just to give you a brief overview of the ecosystem, which is indeed thriving these days and this year particularly. So, we tend to say it's the year of Dawn, indeed, in the Web3 space. So, we already have more than 350 teams building inside our ecosystem. We have more than 18,000 developer community, which is thriving and which is really growing, like basically every single day. We have a flourishing 4.5 million global community all across the world, really. So Asia is now our main geographical focus, as well as the CIS region, Europe, Southeast Asia, America, and other world regions. So, how Ton Foundation supports teams in multiple various ways. So, I know that probably most of you are still at the very beginning of your journey, probably in Web3 or particularly in Ton. So, my idea, my goal, and my mission in general is to show you the long term perspective. So, if you take this important decision to come and start building on Ton, I want to make sure that you understand that you're gonna get all the needed and required support further on. And so this is to say that we're able to help, and we're once again very happy to help teams from the very beginning up till the growth and scaling stage. So once you have an idea of a product, you can come to us, you can share your view, you can share your vision. We can always give you advice and recommendation. You can once again come and join the hackathon and win a large prize and get all the needed support. If you already have an MVP and first traction, this is even much better because we will already see that your hypothesis is working, and we will be able to provide even more support. And once you achieve the growth and scaling stage, we will definitely help you well grow your product and your presence in the Web3 space even more, leveraging all the partnerships and, let's say, business development relationships that we as Tone Foundation, as the Tone ecosystem, have. So once again, we are definitely vertical agnostic. So we're happy to support any project, whether you're building in the GameFi space, whether you're building a DeFi product, social fi, infrastructure, utility tools inside Telegram, or any other product vertical. Diving deeper into the particular types of support that we're happy to give, that's definitely technical assistance, because most of you are probably not familiar with the technical specifics of Ton blockchain, probably having had some experience on Ethereum or Solana or any other ecosystem. So we do have our specifics. Probably at this stage you already know them and you're ready for them. But once again, we are always happy to answer any questions, to provide guidance, to guide you through the documentation and just whatever you guys need. Once your product is built, at least the first prototype, we're happy to support you from the marketing side, because definitely you will need some like promotional assistance at the very early stage when still building your community, and obviously further on. We have our accelerator where we will be happy to host you, to welcome you, provide all the needed expertise of people from Ton Foundation and our partners, which are indeed very large. So, for example, now we're doing an accelerator with Hashkey for our Asian geographical direction. We have a grants program about which I'm going to talk more in a few minutes. We can help from the business development side with fundraising, and something that I would like to draw your attention to particularly, that's the new initiative that Ton Foundation has recently launched, and that is called the Open League. And I want to start indeed with the Open League, just because, once again, the hackathon most of you are probably participating in is happening indeed within the framework of the Open League. And the Open League is something really unprecedented that has never happened inside the Tone ecosystem, and it can give like large rewards and benefits for both your communities and you as a team who has come to build on Tone. So I want to start with it just to give you this long-term perspective that we are currently offering to startups in our ecosystem. So, what is the Open League? The Open League is a long-term incentive program for Ton teams and their users. We have already allocated a particular budget for the first 3 months of the program, which now amounts to $150 million in Toncoin. So that's the total sum, which we will scale further on after July. We launched the beta season of the program just one and a half months ago in early March, and we have seen amazing results, to be honest. So the TVL of the chain itself has already grown more than 600%. We can see an amazing increase in the number of liquidity providers, token holders, Jeton holders in particular, DEX traders, and so on and so forth. So you can talk to any project that is taking part in the Open League right now, and you will see how happy they are. I hope nothing has changed and everyone's happy. But it's definitely like evident growth that all of us are seeing these days inside the ecosystem. So, the core parts of the Open League are as follows. So, the open KPI based competition, which I think is exactly like that should be your focus these days once you're taking part in the hackathon, building the prototype of your product, and then going to mainnet and joining this open competition. To which we are happy to welcome any team that has launched on Ton, that is using Ton blockchain for particular purposes. So the open competition is basically a few leaderboards that we launched where we're tracking the performance of Ton projects. So you just apply, you join the leaderboard, and you show good growth in terms of metrics. So you can see on the screen that we created like a few leaderboards. We will increase the number of them very soon, like in May. So as of now, we have basically 6 leaderboards. So DeFi leaderboard, application leaderboard or app leaderboard, token leaderboard is basically split into two parts, major and minor league, liquid staking leaderboard, and even meme coin leaderboard. So projects are competing between each other for a very large prize pool that we are increasing every month. So the higher your metrics, depending on the leaderboard, the higher your chance to get a share of a very large prize pool at the end of the month. So the competition lasts for 1 month, one season, 1 month, and then on the first day of each month, the leaderboard is reset and we're tracking your growth from scratch, right? So I will show you the details further on. The second very important component of the Open League are boosted pools. So I mentioned that the token leaderboard is split into two leagues, the major one and the minor one. So the projects that are taking part in the major league, the necessary requirement is to have your own token for that. So the projects that are taking part in the major league, they have let's say, exclusive support from Ton Foundation. So we provide up to 50K Ton coin in monthly rewards for their liquidity providers on our DEXs every month, right? So just imagine you launched your token, it's being traded on one of the DEXs or on both DEXs, and you have like a pool where your token is traded, right? So you pick a DEX, either Stonefy or DDust, and we are providing farming rewards for liquidity providers that are gonna basically bring Toncoin and your token into this liquidity pool and lock it for some period. And so they are in this way farming rewards in both Toncoin and your own token. Which has already shown like amazing results because in this way we're sustaining the price of each token that is being supported by us through these mechanics, right? So if you show good metrics in terms of your token performance, you can get up to 50K ton coin in monthly rewards. Like every month, we will provide this amount to your team. So just to show you how it looks like, then you can explore the website. But these are the leaderboards I was referring to, right? So the major league, the minor league, and here, so after the column with the names of the project participant, you can see the amount of reward that each of these projects would get if the competition were to be over, let's say today, right? So in the major league, you can see that Kingi would get 375K dollars in Toncoin as a prize to their team, right? So imagine that's your team. You're there, you're on one of the top places. You get this prize at the end of the month. And you can spend this money on your product development, on marketing efforts. You can share it with your community because obviously, without your community, you would never be able to achieve such a result, right? So, you should definitely think about how to engage your users to the maximum possible extent. So, this is the token leaderboard. This is the DeFi and application leaderboards. So in DeFi, we are tracking such metrics as the new TVL attracted and then the protocol fee. And then in the app leaderboard, we are looking at the unique active wallets and the number of transactions that your product has generated during this month, during the season. Let's go forward. So the meme coin and community token competition. This is a very like fascinating thing that we have created recently. So in this leaderboard, meme coins and community tokens are competing between each other, and we're rewarding their communities in multiple different ways. So there's no specific price pool, just because, like, I mean, we suppose that the majority or even like, I mean, all of these tokens have performed like a fair launch. And so there's basically no team behind the project. I mean, they usually is a team, but they kind of, relegated the powers. And so we want to reward basically token holders, and we will be doing it in multiple different ways, which is also a great opportunity for your community to join. And then the liquid staking competition. So the 5 existing liquid staking protocols are taking part in this one and are also competing for a large prize pool. So as you can see on the screen, the prizes are growing every month steadily, right? So we are now at the stage of season 1, and we will basically give away $3.2 million in Toncoin, and then this number will increase progressively and once again be scaled once more projects join the competition. And under more projects, I indeed mean you. So once you build your product, once you go on mainnet, you can join this competition and once again get a share of this enormous prize pool that we will scale further on. And this is how the boosted pools look like on our DEXs. So on the left side of the screen, you can see a screenshot taken from DDust, one of the 2 DEXs that we are using as the main infrastructure for this activity. And then on the right side, this is a screenshot from StoneFi. So you can see that the yields are very high, just because we are once again sustaining liquidity providers that are bringing money to DEXs, to this particular pools, to the projects that are participating. Once again, up to 50K Toncoin in rewards for your liquidity providers once you get to the major league. So to summarize, why join the Open League? You can take part in up to two competitions at the same time. So let's say you're building like a game, you win like the hackathon, you can join, you go on mainnet, or I mean, you just launch your game, meaning like full launch. You join the app leaderboard, you compete for a large prize pool, then you launch your token after several months. You show good performance, you join the token leaderboard as well, right? So you can already get like two prizes at the same time. If you join the major league, if you show like really good token performance, you can get rewards for your liquidity providers. Apart from it, we're providing like huge marketing support for the projects that take part in the open league, just because we are creating different digests, we are running free Telegram ads for this project, and so on and so forth, like launching different KOL campaigns. So if you are there, you have like a very large exposure to new audience, which is absolutely cool. And so, yeah, compete for airdrops for your community. This is exactly what I was referring to when I was saying that we're rewarding like the community of, for example, the meme coin and community token leaderboard. So let's move forward. This is just a case study. I will definitely share this presentation with you further on, just to see how the projects that are already taking part, and now it's I think around like 40 or even more projects that are participating, including all the meme coins and community tokens, which is a great number, but we are definitely waiting for more. So we're waiting for you guys to join us. So these are the numbers that are showing this amazing growth that we have achieved so far, together with these teams that are doing every effort to engage their communities even more. So you can see the increase of the prices, the number of token holders, and the liquidity provided to the pools of these tokens on DEXs. So once again, the call to action for you is to launch your product and your token as fast as possible. I mean, no rush. Absolutely, every team has their own strategy. But the thing is, like under the current market conditions, you'd better not postpone your TGE for too long. But once again, like no rush. This is just a small piece of advice in general. So, yeah, create a simple mining mechanism for your token. This is something we appreciate greatly on Ton, just because we want users to be onboarded into your product in a simple and very engaging way. So, we are encouraging projects to provide very simple mechanics of how people can start using their product and earning on it straight away. So, we will provide even more marketing support if you do such a thing. Once you join the major league, once again, you will get an LP boost for your liquidity providers, and you can compete with other projects to win like large prizes on a monthly basis, right? So for your users, this is also an amazing opportunity to get a lot of rewards from us and from you ultimately. So participating farming activities and different project activities, because now many ton teams are distributing large airdrops, organizing raffles, these mining mechanics. So this is an amazing opportunity for users who have never done anything on ton yet to come and start doing it, just because we're still very early compared to other ecosystems. And we're very happy to reward those users that make this wise decision to come and start doing something on ton, getting themselves familiar with the projects, with the products that exist inside our ecosystem. And yes, quests and airdrops is something that is also there inside the Tone ecosystem. So if you scan this QR code, you will go to the landing page of the Open League, where everything that I've just said is summarized in a very greatly clear and visual way. So you can read the rules, you can study the application forms, and once you're ready, you can apply. And once again, given that you're taking part in the hackathon, you have a chance to win the prizes. And every prize that we will allocate to the winners will indeed include some of the rewards I was mentioning. So, for example, you will get like a wild card that would mean you won't need to participate in the minor league, but you will directly join the major league and get an LP boost. You will get even more support in terms of Telegram ads credits and so on and so forth. So, this is to say that the rewards are huge. We just want you to concentrate on building a valuable and exciting project on Ton. and then you get the entire support that we can ever potentially give you. So back to basics. If it were not for the Open League, I would have started with technical support and marketing support and grants that we usually provide to projects. But the Open League is once again something that has changed our priorities and our focus. But I believe this is great just because it gives even more opportunities compared to other ecosystem, because no other blockchain has launched, for example, such a competition that we are doing these days. But anyway, I want to showcase you the entire range of opportunities that we are providing to startups. And let's start with technical support. So, as I already said, and as you probably, most of you know, there are some technical specifics, of course, regarding building on Ton. So, here our aim is to make your onboarding process as smooth as possible. So, our onboarding team is constantly improving documentation and collecting best practices of building Telegram mini apps, web apps, creating like smart contracts and all of that. So you can always be guided through the documentation by our team. If you fail to find something, if you have questions, you can always ask whatever questions and raise any issues you have. Also, Ton Tech is an independent technical team that works very closely with Ton Foundation, and these are indeed like very distinguished experts in Ton in general. So this team kindly provides smart contract audits for teams building on Ton. So this is once again an opportunity for you to make sure that your contracts are secure from the very beginning, and then go to other external auditors to whom we are also happy to make you an intro, like Zertic, Chinsalting, Slowmist, Quantstamp, and many, many others. We are running our own bug bounty program on Hakenproof with specific conditions, very favorable conditions designed for Ton teams. We can provide you with free cloud credits for AWS, Google Cloud, Tencent Cloud, and Alibaba Cloud, depending on your personal choice, and credits for Tone API, which is one of the largest API providers on Ton. Ton Grants program is something that was indeed part of the headline of my speech today, but I just decided to make a shift and talk more about the Open League, because the grants program, it's always there for you. It always exists, so you can always apply if you definitely meet the criteria that we have set for the grant applicants. So the grant program is basically aimed at supporting teams at the initial stages of their product development in order to give them an opportunity to first marketing hypothesis with this first like financial support funding. So the current design of our grant program basically includes such categories as Telegram mini apps, social Web3 use cases, DeFi, GameFi, developer education, and this broad category that is called Other. I will start with that because it's the most simple one. So here you can basically apply with any idea that doesn't fit into any of the categories above. So it could be, I don't know, like NFT tooling, could be AI, infrastructure, or just whatever you have and whatever you think is valuable for the town ecosystem right now. So we do not really appreciate applications that are just trying to merely replicate something that exists somewhere else without highlighting the need for such a tool on Ton specifically, right? So my main piece of advice for you would be to really study to explore the ecosystem right now, and to make sure that something that you're proposing is really in line with what we are expecting. So, going back to the very first category, which are social Web3 use cases inside Telegram, this is a very fascinating category just because this is something that helps Ton really stand out in the entire landscape of other blockchains. So, we have Telegram, right? We have 900 million monthly active users of this amazing messenger. And we need to create very simple and very effective Telegram mini apps that will onboard people in a very smooth and simple way. So here we talk about different social fi applications of different utility apps of different viral games, just as definitely not coin, the pixels, Catizen. I can bring up like many examples, and I'm super happy and super excited about the fact that we see more and more games of this type, and many more like utility apps popping up in our ecosystem, which is absolutely great. Just because this is something that has a very good viral effect and can onboard users in droves and can make them stay, just because there's a long term value in this product as well. The second category I'd like to draw your attention to is DeFi. And I will talk about it in a few moments even more, because we've just launched a new Target Grants DeFi program, because we want to enrich the DeFi landscape on Dawn, once again, given the Open League, right? And the Open League is more about like DeFi users and the DeFi landscape. So we understand that we have very strong DeFi products, including protocols and dApps, but we definitely need more. So this is probably a sweet spot for you if you have experience in launching successful DeFi products somewhere else. The third category is GameFi, and here we talk about Telegram mini apps with social viral mechanics, as well as standalone PC or mobile games. We really like gaming on Ton, and we believe that this is one of the strongest product categories, just because once again, Telegram is all about communities, is all about fun and gaming and communication, and this is an amazing space to launch games that can bring a lot of people together and make them compete between each other and stay for the value that this game is giving. And this, first of all, should definitely be fun and engagement. The fourth category is developer education. So here we talk about different like training initiatives that are aimed at onboarding developers into the Tone ecosystem. So at the end of my speech, I'll share a QR code, and you can read more about each of these categories. Um, just just for your knowledge. So this is exactly what I already referred to as target DeFi grants. So we are looking for new lending protocols, perp dexes, liquidity layers, risk-taking solutions, just because this is definitely a narrative to be aware of these days, given this is something that is hyping in other ecosystems like yield aggregators and other ideas that you have that you think will really benefit Ton at its current stage. So for this initiative, we decided to allocate up to $300,000 per project in user incentives. So for example, if you're building a lending protocol, we will be happy to provide rewards for people who are gonna lend and borrow on your platform. And then apart from it, we are ready to provide up to $200,000 per team in grants to sustain the product development process as such. And here, the amount of these rewards and of the grant will depend on the current traction that your DeFi dApp or protocol currently has on other chains. So here you can study it afterwards, like depending on the TVL that you have already managed to generate somewhere else. The amount, the size of support will depend. So marketing support is something that I'd like to draw your attention to as well, just because at the very early stage, it's super hard to create this early loyal community and to make sure that you have this critical mass of users to say like, yes, I validated my hypothesis, it works, I can scale, and I can invest more resources into marketing. So talking about marketing from the Ton Foundation side, we definitely have our quite strict, I would say, criteria for like to be eligible to get this marketing support. They're very simple, by the way. You just need to have a functional dApp. It could be a Telegram mini app. That's definitely our focus, or a web app, but it should be a product, right? It should not be just an intention to build something just because we cannot really promote intentions. We can promote something that will show very clearly like where to go, where to click, how to test your product, how to start using it straight away. For that, we request like a demo of your product, how it works. We want to make sure that the UX and that the onboarding process are decent, because we definitely care about the quality of content and of products that our community has access to. We ask you to concentrate on major news and highlight the real value that you're giving to the user. And you need to comply with our marketing policy that you can study through the QR code that I will display at the end of my speech. So, talking about the particular formats in which we can provide you this marketing support, first of all, these are posts in our official channels on Telegram or tweets in our X account. So, here are the examples of how these posts may look like. So, everything should be very, like dynamic, very engaging in terms of different pictures and videos. We definitely prefer animated content. So once again, once you launch, once your product is there, and once you generate some early traction for us to see that, okay, this product is valuable and people like it, you can apply and get a post in our official channels, because this is definitely a very important sign of support from our side. So if you manage to have your post published, which is once again not rocket science, we are happy to provide you this support. You just need to show that your product is great. So this is a very important sign of trust, let's say, for the community. Moving forward, so Telegram ads, I already mentioned them partly. So we're happy to provide you basically free traffic through Telegram ads that are, as you may very well know, shown to people without Telegram Premium in different channels and chats. So we will help you set up these campaigns, and we can also provide credits for these Telegram ads if you perform well. We can help you get in contact with KOLs that work specifically with Ton. Here, we do not usually sponsor this type of activity. You will need your own budget, but we will facilitate the process of your communication with influencers on Twitter and on Telegram. We can help you set up campaigns in Community Bot. Community Bot is the main Quest platform inside Telegram on Ton. Just think of Zilly or Galaxy or Question, but inside Telegram. So we can help you connect with the team and get some very favorable conditions for the launch of your first social or community campaign. Moving forward, we can help you get listed in our DApp catalogs. So the very left picture here is Telegram App Center, which is an amazing tool for getting additional visibility. So Taps or Telegram App Center is now visited by more than 30,000 people on a daily basis. So they have different categories. For example, if you take part in the Open League, you will appear in a dedicated section. If you're building a game, you will be there. They also have a so-called Editor's Choice category, which is also quite cool. We have other DApp catalogs, both inside Telegram in the form of Telegram mini apps or as web platforms. These are all products by independent teams building on Ton. So happy to connect you with these teams to make sure that you're listed there. Just a second. Okay, so moving forward, we have a few great wallets on Ton that have their own DApp browsers inside their mobile apps. Here on the screen, you can see an example of Ton Keeper that now has, I think, more than 1.5 monthly active users. So this is to say that the apps that are listed in this browser can get substantial traffic. So if your app is listed here, people who are using the wallet can get inside your app instantly. So once again, happy to connect you with the teams behind Ton wallets so that your app can appear there and get more traffic than you currently have. And then the last point, like event marketing, always happy to discuss with you speaking slots at the conferences that we organize, that we, for example, do during our local hub meetings or at larger conferences, just as, for example, 2 weeks ago when a few Ton teams were presenting at the main stage of the Web3 festival in Hong Kong. So help with fundraising is definitely something that you will ultimately be super interested in. So Ton Ventures is our venture arm that will be happy, first of all, to consider you for potential investment. So depending on your progress, on your traction, on your current valuation, and on the product, definitely in general, they will be happy to consider providing investment to you guys. They are also happy to make you warm introductions to other VCs in our network and business angels as well, and definitely intros to Ton launchpads, and not only Ton launchpads, just other players in the ecosystem that can help you with your fundraising efforts. So help with business development basically includes listing on centralized exchanges, help with large partnerships, your integration into different analytics tools. So, just to give you a very basic example, if you launch your token and you have applied to be listed on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko, we can definitely accelerate the listing process just because it usually takes quite a while to get listed there, and we can push it forward from our side if you once again show good performance. And basically, just as in any other ecosystem, it's always helpful to seek synergies with other teams building on Ton. So always happy to make you an intro to find something that you have in common, to do cross marketing, to exchange audiences with other teams. Just as you can see on the screen, this is quite an old screenshot, to be honest, like from last December. But anyway, here you can see how this project, the six like largest projects on Ton, launched their joint marketing campaign, indeed on community bot on the Quest platform I was referring to. I think I actually no, okay. I thought I missed the accelerator part, but probably not. Okay, so GameFi vertical is once again one of the main focuses of Ton in general, just because we really believe in gaming, and we have our amazing GameFi lead Inal, who will be happy to help you if you're building a game. So this is kind of like a separate track, like more personalized, customized support that we're happy to provide. So we have our GameFi chat where you can always share your news and updates and ask for help or feedback on your product. We have our weekly Friday calls where we basically do the same, share updates, discuss different topics. We have specific gaming platforms inside Telegram where we can help you be listed. We publish monthly digests. Haven't done it in a while because of the Open League, but I think it's still on the agenda. And we can make you warm intros to VCs that invest in gaming, particularly. Probably the last thing I will touch upon is our local hubs, which are basically your local entry point into the ecosystem. Probably some of you already take part in different activities within our local hubs. So, meetups, workshops, once again, this amazing hackathon that we're doing, hacker houses, ambassador programs. If you live in one of those regions, you should definitely stay in touch with the leads of these hubs because they're doing something great and they can help you get involved into the daily activities of these local communities, take part in different events, get a speaking slot at some of those events, get feedback on your product. I don't know, increase your technical expertise, share your knowledge, just get involved into the life of the Tone ecosystem. So this is a very important QR code that I suggest you scan right now, just because there I summarized the entire range of support that we're happy to give, with all the links, with all the application forms that you will potentially need once your product is there, once you have, I don't know, won the hackathon. So once again, very happy to provide support to any of you guys. You can always reach out to me or my team, and we'll be happy to give you further details. Hope it was helpful. I understand that could be a little bit heavy just because there was a bunch of information you still need to process and to embrace. But yeah, kind of an overview. Thank you very much for
Awesome.
your attention. Yeah,
Awesome. Huge thanks to you, Leona. We have some questions.
sure.
I can start to read them. Um, First, this how complicated a project on the hackathon should be. Do you have any examples of possible projects or their characteristics? I can. I think I can answer too. Um, I can tell you that you can search the previous hackathon on from Ton Foundation on the DoraHack platform and see the winners. And but e- either way, you are only competing with other participants. So best wins. That's my answer. Elena, could you?
I would just add that, I mean, Vladimir, you have created such an amazing list with all the details of like the products we are potentially seeking for right now. So you can definitely start from there, like pick a category of the project that you want to build. And this is it. Like we're not looking for anything like super sophisticated. We, as I was saying already, cherish very much simple onboarding mechanics. So my main piece of advice is just to think about your user, right? You should give them the value and you should find a way to attract them and effectively retain them in your product. So I think with this thought, you should start approaching um, the process of building your product. That's the main piece of advice I can
Yeah,
give.
absolutely. Cool. Next question. We already have our game live and have our first traction. I'd like to know how shall we reach you and how we have the Tone Foundation support.
Sure. A very simple answer. It's on your screen right now. You just scan this QR code, see all the links, study this document very carefully. Try to answer the question, what type of support do I currently need from the Ton Foundation? Like at what stage I am. Okay, you have your first traction. Amazing. You should just understand like whether you're interested in a post from us or in being listed in one of the DApp catalogs that I was referring to, right? So whether you're interested in participating in the accelerator, I think this is something I really missed in my speech. So we also have an accelerator, and we plan to launch like at least two cohorts every 6 months or even more often, right? So this is a classic acceleration program where we organize group and individual sessions with experts from Tone Foundation and beyond, where we basically try to accelerate your growth and showcase all the opportunities of the Tone ecosystem and share our best practices on how to build sustainable and valuable products on Tone. So try to answer the question like what you need exactly right now, and then pick the right block in this document that you can get through scanning this QR code.
Yeah. Next question from the same person. Also, I would like to know that do you provide guidance and mentorship for token economy and distribution?
Yeah, sure. This is exactly one of the pillars that we're covering in the acceleration program. But if you have any specific questions, so is it from the person that has a game, right? The previous
Yeah.
question. Okay, perfect. So I would suggest you join our weekly calls on Fridays and then take part in the chat as well in our GameFi chat. So you will see the link once again in this document. That I'm promoting so much during this hour. So you should just take part in the chat and then participate in the calls and ask your questions. We can give advice on your tokenomics. So, sure. This is something we also do. I mean, I can't promise like very in-depth support. For that, we will probably refer you to a specific expert. But some general guidelines, this is something you can definitely expect from us.
Next question from Vadim. We are working on the concept of the game, not in the format of a mini app, in the format of a browser game. How much does having a mini app as main platform weigh in your grant application?
As I was saying, you can easily build a standalone PC or mobile game. We don't have any problems with that, just because I mean we are focused on Telegram, but not only, not exclusively. Just please try to make sure that you have very strong like social mechanics in your game so that you can really attract a lot of users and retain them through indeed engaging them in different like group activities and stuff like that, right? Because this is something very important in any web3 game. It should be fun, it should be engaging, it should be based on like community growth. These are the basic requirements. Yeah. So and yeah, I mean the very way in which you formulated the question. So, like, once again, grants is not everything that we can give, right? Grants is just a part of support. You shouldn't be fixated on the grant as such, right? This is not the ultimate goal. You should come up with a good concept of a game and then share it with us, get some advice, get some marketing or grant support or whatever. But just remember that you're building this product for yourself and for your potential audience, for your community, right? Not for us, not for anyone else. So yeah, this is just the general thesis that I wanted to share.
Next question, I believe you already answered, but I read it. The grant guide, sorry, uh, the grant guidelines say that projects can be allocated up to $10,000 to initial deployment. Can you tell me if this is strict limit or can the amount be increased?
Yeah, sure. This is all very flexible. What I mean here by saying that for initial development, we usually give up to $10K in a grant. This is for teams that haven't validated their hypothesis yet, right? So if you have a functional product somewhere else in Web2 or on any other blockchain, we're definitely happy to like increase this amount. But here I'm referring to the teams that are only starting out and need to just make some initial steps to see how it goes, whether they manage to attract the user and retain them or not. So usually this amount is more or less enough. Definitely if you provide like decent proofs that you need more money, we're definitely flexible. But this is just, an approximation to clearly distinguish that we will give higher amounts if you already have a functional product. If you don't, the amount will be smaller, but we can definitely increase it from the very beginning or further on.
Uh, yeah, cool. Next question, how can I join the GameFi chat? I think we will add in the description link
Or
to this.
I mean, let me check, but it's definitely in the document that you can get through scanning the QR code. But I will check now. Yeah, but we can proceed if we have other questions. I'll be checking meanwhile. Okay, yeah, here I describe the flow in a different way. I will basically update the link. So initially the flow was as follows. You should join the gaming alliance, Dawn Gaming Alliance, and then once you're approved, you can get to the chat. But I will change it. So just please check this document in a few minutes after the workshop is over, and I will update it.
Okay, okay. There are few questions left.
Mhm.
Um, we have a framework, tool app, plus just a game which uses is tooling app. Can we have two token launched?
Um, sure. Yeah. Why not? It's absolutely up to you.
Yeah, I believe this about hackathon. Yeah.
I mean, like, if you view it in this way, if you want to shape, let's say, the mini ecosystem you're building in this way with the use of two tokens, it's fully your decision. Just make sure, to achieve like decent growth and like for both tokens, and like really make sure that this decision is weighted and that it makes sense. That's it.
Okay, I read questions. Yeah, next question is, what if app features can change during the development period? Can I end my app future list after 30th April? I've got several ideas, and unfortunately, I can't submit several projects.
Vladimir, I
Um,
think that's for you.
yeah, yeah. Um, I think yes. Why not? If you, yeah, I think there are no uh, mm, strict limits about that. So yes, I think you can. Okay, I see that it. There are also comments about that people love Alena. So okay. Anyway, if you are watching this video on the record, you can also ask questions here, and we will collect them and answer them during our hackathon. So, Alena, thank you very much. Um, and yeah, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you, Vladimir. Thank you very much for having me. Hope it was useful. Have a
Yeah,
great evening, everyone.
absolutely. Okay, good.
Cheers.
Have a good day, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.